Again, good day class. Today we will discuss the basic cinematography in filmmaking. Today you'll learn about the concepts and techniques necessary for capturing and recording stories through camera. Ayan. Today you'll learn also the different camera angles, camera shots, and basic video editing for creating a film or a video. Let's start, no? Ayan, first up, we have the camera techniques. Ayan, pagdating sa camera techniques, ito yung kailangan nating matutunan muna bago tayo gumawa ng isang buong film. Ayan, ito yung way para magamit natin yung camera ng tama and at the same time makuhaan natin ating mga actors and actresses, no, especially yung facial expressions nila ng tama, no, na mas malinaw. And pagdating sa camera techniques, ito yung effective way for us to tell a story, no, or to effectively tell what is happening dun sa scene by using different camera angles, camera shots, para pagdating sa mga viewers, ayan, hindi sila maboboring, and syempre, pagdating sa film, it needs to be engaging. By using camera techniques, no, this will be the way for us to connect with the viewers. So, paano yun? Paano natin gagamitin tong mga camera techniques or ano yung mga camera techniques na yan? So, sige, isa-isayin natin siya ngayon. Alright, to begin, let's start with the static shot. Ayan, pagdating sa static shot, ang ating placement ng camera ay steady lang. Hindi siya gagalaw. Ayan. So again, you can also use static shot in different ways. Kaya katulad nito, paggawa ng establishing shot. And for example, pag may mga long conversations naman sa mga actors natin or sa mga subjects, ayan, para makapag-focus yung viewers dun sa sinasabi ng subject. So, para mas makapag-focus yung subject, kailangan ng little to no movement ng camera yung kailangang ilagay dyan para mas maintindihan nila yung sinasabi dun sa conversation. Alright, next camera technique, we have panning. So what it does, it shifts the view from subject to subject. Ayan. So from left to right or right to left yung movement ng camera. So usually, ginagamit to pag meron kayong ipapakita na scene. No? So for scene 1, scene 2, ganun. Mag-shift siya, magta-transition. Ayan. Or, i-move nyo lang yung camera base dun sa movement ng subject. Yung susundan mo siya. Ganun. Ayan. From left to right or right to left. Subject to subject yung movement ng camera. Next, we have the whip pan. Pagdating sa whip pan, para siyang panning pero yung movement ng camera, yung shift niya from scene 1 to scene 2 ay mabilis. Making this ghost reel. No? Yung frame niya parang madidistort. Ayan. Ginagamit to usually pag meron kayong mga intense na scene or meron kayong mga scene na kailangang i-sync sa beat or sa music. Ayan. Or yung mabilis ang movement ng camera. Or kung mabilis yung subject, pwede nyo gawin din yan. So next up, we have the tilt movement. The movement of the camera is directing upward or downwards. So usually ginagamit to reveal information about the setting, the characters, or the scale of the subjects. So when it comes to camera movements, we can use this camera movements to help the viewers to see what is the subject's perspective, kung ano yung nangyayari at nakikita nila sa sitwasyon na yan. Using this camera movements, pwede nating matulungan yung viewers na makita din yung nakikita ng mga subjects, making them feel engaged and making them feel that they are part of the film. Alright, okay, next up we have push-in. So sa push-in, ang ginagawa, yung movement ng camera will physically move near the subject. So maraming ways para gamitin si push-in technique. Pero, ang ginagawa lang naman ito ay ine-emphasize niya yung moment or yung detail nung scene na yun. Like for example, dito sa actor natin na nakaupo sa chair, meron siyang sinasabing something. So, with the camera technique, push in, no, since ito yung ginamit ngayon sa oras na to, ibig sabihin, merong importanteng sasabihin yung subject na to. And the director wants to tell the viewers na okay, makinig kayo sa kanya kasi importante yung sinasabi niya. Kaya gumamit ako dito ng push-in para makapag-focus kayo. Mapapansin niyo sa push-in, yung kanyang movement ay hindi siya masyadong magalaw. Ang ginagawa lang niya, gradually, it moves the camera near the subject gradually, no? Or slowly, it moves the camera near the subject. So, what it does, it tells the viewers to focus on the subject, kung ano yung sinasabi niya. Kasi importante yun. So, ito yung mga isa sa way ng mga director para kapag focus sila dun sa subject or dun sa part nung scene na yun kasi importante siya. So, dito sa scene na to, meron tayong isang lalaki tapos may kausap siya. So, yung kausap niya, nireveal niya na yung tatay niya daw ay nasa malubhang sitwasyon. So, ngayon, since yung actor natin, wala siyang dialogue, no, wala siyang masasabi, speechless siya dahil tatay niya yun eh. So, since wala siyang masabi, ayan, facial expression na lang yung kaya niyang ma-offer, no? Or yung mapapakita niya. So, with the use of push-in, mapapansin natin, no? Makikita natin yung full details nung reaction nung actor natin. So, we have different ways of communication, either verbal or through movement, no, or facial expression. So, dito, clearly, nakikita natin yung response niya dun sa sinabi. So, kahit walang dialogue, with the use of camera movements, no, matutulungan pa rin natin yung audience na maintindihan yung nangyayari. Kasi nakikita natin ng malinis at malinaw yung ibang way of communication, non-verbal naman. Either facial expressions or body language. So, next up, we have the pull out. Kanina push in, ngayon naman pull out. Ang ginagawa naman ito, yung movement ng camera will move away from the subject. So, again, si pull out, minamove lang yung camera away from the subject. So, usually ginagamit to pag natapos na yung scene dun sa eksena and magma-move on na dun sa another scene. Sometimes ginagamit to as a transition or a way to help the viewers see kung ano yung napaperceive ng mga subjects katulad niyan. Yeah, pag natapos na yung conversation, ano na yung next na gagawin. So, para mag-transition na sa next na scene, papakita lang na kung ano yung nangyari dun sa environment, katulad niyan. Or, you can use pull out to help the viewer see what is happening dun sa surroundings nung subject katulad niyan, diba? To. Ngayon, pinapakita ngayon sa pull out yung unang muna, yung expression ng subject and gradually, pinapakita na yung environment, no? Making the scene more sad and more hopeless. So, kasi nakikita natin yung lugar, diba? Ang sigip, tas wala siyang kasama, diba? Yan na. So, you can use pull out in many ways, pero yan yung mga isang sa mga example. Next technique, we have the zoom. So the placement of the camera stays still while you will use the controls to zoom in and zoom out. So here are the examples of how we can use the zoom sa mga films. So again, we use the zoom to direct the attention of the viewers to reveal a specific detail dun sa part nung scene na yun or para makapagbigay tayo ng unique perspective dun sa mga characters na pinapakita. We could also use the zoom to emphasize the facial expression of the subject, making the scene more intense. No? And kung nakakatakot yung scene, diba, natatakot sila dahil nakakatakot yung character. Nakikita natin yung facial expression nila and yung kanilang mga movement. Next up, we have the crash zoom. So, sa crash zoom, sinizoom niya yung mga bagay-bagay ng mabilisan. Yan, sabi dyan, a fast zoom. So, ginagamit to for dramatic or comedic effects. You can also use a crash zoom para mas bigyan ng emphasis yung parts ng scene. A crash zoom is used to give an emphasis to parts of your film para mas maganda yung dating niya and mas makita ng viewers yung details na gustong ipakita ng scene na yan. Alright, next we have the dolly zoom. So the dolly zoom looks like this. Yan, parang ganda ng effect, no? Pero hindi ito CGI. Ito ay camera tricks lang. So usually ginagamit ito para magkaroon ng psychological effect dun sa scene. Madalas yung ginagamit if the actor has a conflict dun sa kanyang mental state. Ginagamit din ito minsan para ma-mimic yung perspective ng mga characters dun sa scene. Pero madalas ginagamit to if merong tension or para ma-emphasize yung emotional state or impact ng mga characters dun sa scene. Kaya madalas ganyan yung mga facial expressions ng mga actors, nagugulat sila or nadidisturb yung kanilang mental state. Kaya perfect itong ganitong camera technique if meron mga psychological scenes yung mga actor. Alright, so dolly zoom, we have two types, dolly in and dolly out. Let's start with dolly in. So the position of the camera pushes in to the subject while zooming out. Or, inilalapit lang natin yung ating camera dun sa subject while we are zooming out. Yan, make sure na sabay yung paglapit ninyo ng camera sa subject habang nagzo-zoom out kayo para magawa ninyo itong dolly zoom na to. Alright, next we have the dolly out. So dito, ang position naman ng camera ay palayo sa subject while zooming in. Or magpo-pull out kayo while zooming in. Yan, medyo mahirap siyang gawin pero with practice, ma-achieve nyo rin yung dolly zoom. Alright, next we have the camera roll. So with this technique, all you need to do is to rotate the camera while maintaining the direction of the lens. You can use the camera roll to match the character's movement in moments of panic, conflict, or visually reinforce a theme. You can also use this to add a dramatic effect din sa mga entrance ng mga main characters or mga main villains. Alright, next we have the tracking shot. So the placement of the camera is in front or behind the subject. So to do a tracking shot, all you need is to follow the subject sa likod niya or sa harap niya. Susundan niyo lang talaga siya. Next up, we have the tracking shot naman. This time, letter U naman yung kanyang spelling, no, walang A. So dito, ang position naman ng camera nasa gilid naman ng subject. Wala sa harap and wala rin sa likod. Ito yung example niya. Alright, next we have the arc shot. So this time, the position of the camera will revolve around the subject. So here's the example. So literally, i-move nyo lang talaga yung camera around the subject or the subjects. Alright, next we have the boom shot. So the boom shot usually uses devices or equipment to perform a vertical shot downwards or upwards. Ayan, pababa and pataas. So usually ginagamit to if the director wants to get a view of the subject in a higher perspective. So kung hindi kayang i-perform ng cameraman yung ganung height, hindi niya kaya, hindi niya abot, no? Gagamit na dito ng equipment, either cranes or mga pedestals. So ito yung mga example na yan. This shot mainly focuses on vertical camera movements. So dito, since yung cameraman, no, hindi niya kayang lumipad or hindi niya kayang sundan yung gantong vertical movement, no, nagamit na lang dito ng crane para makuhaan yung full view ng pag-aakyat nitong subject natin dito sa mataas na lugar na to. Alright, last one, we have the random movement. So sa random movement, mixture na to ng iba't ibang camera movement na diniscuss natin kanina. Yan, magkakasama lang siya. Yan, random movement. Yan, minsan one shot siya na video, then mag-shift sa ibang camera movement. Magtitilt, then magpo-pull in or magpo-pull out, then mag-zoom. Yan, random movement, iba-iba. Alright, that's it for the basic camera movements, camera shots, and camera angles that we can use for making films or just recording videos. No? Now, let's move on with video editing cuts. So, ito naman yung way ng pag-e-edit which involves manipulating itong mga na-record nating clips or audio para makagawa na ng isang film or isang story out of these videos na kinawaan natin. So, ano yung iba't ibang video editing cut techniques? Let's start with the first one, clean cut. Alright, pagdating sa clean cut editing, nakakat lang kayo ng mga video clips and pinagduduktong nyo lang yung iba't ibang camera angles or camera shots na na-record ninyo to create a seamless continuation of the visuals. Next, we have the cut to action. Same with clean cut, but this time, you will cut the clip while the subject is performing an action. Then the next clip will proceed to the next action ng subject na yun, creating a seamless flow. Usually, ginagamit yan sa mga gantong eksena, especially while the subject is doing something. Or to mga fight scenes. Based on this example, you can see the timeline. So it has different colors. Each color represents a different camera angle, but same scene lang ito. Alright, next we have the J-cut. So the J-cut introduces the audio from the next scene before it will be played to build anticipation. So ginagawa lang nito, ipi-play muna niya yung audio dun sa first scene or i-overlap niya yung audio dun sa first scene bago niya ipakita yung visuals na nagpo-produce ng sound na to. So here's the example. Alright, that's it for the J-cut. Let's move on with the L-cut naman. Ang L-cut, ang ginagawa niya, ina-extend niya lang yung unang audio dun sa first clip, then it will extend it across different scenes for continuity. So here are some examples of an L-cut.
Buongiorno, ma tu mi hai scusato, io sono stanco, ho naso così, ho naso semuta.
L-cut is the type of video editing technique where the audio continues to play even when the visuals transition to another scene. It is called an L-cut because the audio track forms the shape of the letter L when you look at the timeline.
Alright, next we have the jump cut. So this video edit makes the action leap forward in time. So usually ginagamit tong jump cut if ever na meron tayong mga scenes na medyo mahaba yung kanyang duration, like for example naglalakad or may ginagawang something na medyo matagal, no? Para mabawasan natin yung duration ng mga mahabang scene na yun, gagamit tayo ng jump cut. So all we need to do is to cut between the scenes which are important lang dun sa part nung scene na yun. Like for example sa process nito ng pag-aayos ng kotse. So ang ginagawa nila, since ito ay may first step hanggang last step, ng first step, bubuksan yung car, tapos titingnan yung makina, then yung process, alam nyo na, mag-aayos na ng kotse, no? Then, the repairman will do his thing. And syempre, pagdating sa mga viewers, hindi naman nila kailangan ng alamin kung ano yung tamang process, ano yung kompletong process, no? Pwede mo nang gawin, i-cut mo na yung mga parts na yun into the parts which are important lang. Para mabawasan ninyo yung mga duration ng ganitong kahabang scenes. Alright, next we have the cutaway cut. So, ginagawa ng cutaway cut, meron tayong isang main action sa ating actor. Then, nag-add lang tayo ng mga subclips para madagdagan yung visual information na ginagawa ng actor natin. Then, nagsha-shift lang siya sa main action dun sa mga subclips. Nagre-return siya palagi sa main action or sa main clip natin. So, here's an example. Yung boxer natin, ayan, habang nakalay siya dito sa ground or dun sa boxing floor, ito yung mga nangyayari habang nandun siya sa floor. Either yung nangyayari sa gilid, either yung nangyayari sa surroundings niya, or yung naiisip niya. Ito yung mga sinisingit na clips. Para maisip din ng mga viewers kung ano yung naiisip ng boxer sa oras na to. So, dito nagkakaroon tayo ng connection sa actor and at the same time, parang tayo din ay nasa boxing ring, no? Nalalaman din natin kung ano yung nangyayari. Alright, here's another example. Usually, ginagamit itong cutaway cut sa mga phone calls. Ang main clip natin, yung tumawag sa telepono, and yung ating subclip will be the receiver of the telephone call.
How you doing? Listen, I'm sorry to disturb you at work, but I'm not feeling very well today, and I was wondering if it might be possible for my sister to bring home any assignments for my classes that I might need. Have a nice day.
Alright, next we have the smash cut. So the smash cut edit abruptly cuts from one scene to another to dramatically shift the intensity of the scene to help maintain the viewer's attention. So, ginagawa lang nito, biglaan niyang ikakat yung isang high-intensity scene to a more calmer scene. So, ginagamitan ito ng mixture ng sound effects, mga background music, then the editor will use that as a transition to cut from a high-intensity scene to a more calmer scene. Okay, let's see the example.
even think about it. Had to be done.
Alright, that's it for the smash cut. Dito naman tayo sa cross-cutting. Alright, kung meron naman kayong scene na meron kayong dalawang aktor, tapos nasa dalawang magkaibang lugar sila, hindi sila magkasama, pero gusto mo na ipakita through video na yung ginagawa nilang dalawa ay nangyayari sa isang oras lang. So, paano yung gagawin yung edit para mapakita sa audience na kahit na magkaiba yung lugar nila, hindi sila magkasama, nangyayari yung ginagawa nila at the same time. So, cross-cutting yung gagawin yung edit dyan. So, ginagawa lang dito, nagka-cut lang siya from scene 1 to scene 2, scene 2 to scene 1. Then, meron tayong constant background music lang na ipi-play para magawa natin tong cross-cutting. So, ito yung example nun. Alright, next up we have the match cut. So, transition lang to between different scenes by matching its elements such as shapes or movements. So, pagdating sa match cut, ito ay any transition, mapa-audio or visual na gumagamit ng mga elements ng design, mga subjects or mga bagay-bagay dun sa previous scene para makapagbigay ng fluid na transition from the previous scene to the next scene. Either ita-transition mo siya using shapes, colors, or composition, or you will transition them based on a movement, or by sound effects or mga dialogues. So ito yung mga example ng match cuts.
Sabi ko sa inyo, sapatos na pang malakasan na hanap nyo, Babs? Ito na yun, bakit? Maganda-ganda yung style niyan. Ang ganda ng color combination. May iba't ibang kulay, sinasabi ko sa inyo. Kapag sinuot nyo sinasabi ko sa inyo, sapatos na pang malakasan na hanap nyo, Babs? Ito na yun, bakit? Maganda-ganda yung style niyan. Ang ganda ng color combination. May iba't ibang kulay, sinasabi ko sa inyo. Kapag sinuot nyo komportable, may size pang babae, panlalaki. Ayan ang sinasabi ko sa inyo. Tissue at wipes na mura ba ang hanap nyo? Well, sinasabi ko sa inyo, eto na yan. Bakit? 10 pirasong wipes, 8 pirasong tissue. Sapatos sa pangmalakasan ba ang hanap nyo? Well, eto na yan. Bakit? Maganda-ganda, mura, may iba't ibang kulay. Payong na pangmalakasan ba ang hanap nyo? Well, eto na yan. Sinasabi ko sa inyo. Bakit? Buy one, take one, automatic. Seamless panty na pangmalakasan ba ang hanap nyo? Well, sinasabi ko sa inyo, eto na yan. Bakit? Mura na, sinasabi ko sa inyo, maganda yung tela, hindi nakakangitim ng singit, at... Wow, hindi nyo sinabi na maliligo pala dito. Di ba ganun yung nangyari? Saka papasok tong wipes at saka tissue, 18 pieces na yan. Ito yung tissue, pupunasan nyo yung kasa, para matuyo nang gigigilok sa inyo. Ayan na sinasabi ko sa inyo. Speaker na pang malakasan ba ang hanap nyo, Babs? Ito na yan, bakit? Maganda-ganda, hindi basag, mura, may...
Alright, so ito na yung pinakahuling video cut technique. We have the montage or montage. So dito, combination lang siya ng series of short shots or videos or compilation of pictures na pinagsama-sama to show a sequence of events. Meron siyang timeline. Meron siyang starting point and ending point to create a memorable video. So, ang kailangan nyo lang gawin ay i-compile in order yung mga videos, images na ilalagay ninyo dito sa inyong montage or montage. And, lalagyan nyo lang siya ng consistent na background music. So, here's the best example for this technique.